Once again.
Hello friends, this is Bharat here at front and today I am going to tell you my biography. So let's start. At very first, on 20th May 2008, before 2 days of my own birth, my mother was admitted in hospital situated at Daresi Road near D Gate, Mathura. And this was a long time spent of 11 days of my mother in hospital and last 8 days with me. I was born on 22nd May 2008. It was a hot summer rainy day. Many relatives of mine were present there and some wanted to leave but rain stopped them and people felt air resembling storm. People thought that it is like a storm because it was a fast air there. And like this, I was born in hospital Daresi Road, Mathura. So, firstly, my brother was born, my twin was born just 15 days before me, nearly at 2:30 p.m. in evening of 22nd May. So, as he was born, and just after 15 minutes, it was my turn, and I born at 2:45 p.m. in evening. So, like this, we both were born, and in my mother's perspective, he was just looking handsome, more handsome than me, and his nose was tall and tiny, and sharp and tall. So, my mother told me that he was looking handsome than me, and when I came and my mother told me that I was just looking smaller than my brother, and after some time, a bad happening was there that my brother fall down or got down in the basket kept near the bed of my mother from the forearms of doctors, and this affected my brother's brain. So this was a hardly happening at that time.
What is happening?
This was a bad happening. Mishappening. Yes, this was mishappening, and after some time we got that in my mother's perspective, my mother told me that I had, and we both had a size just equal to a big mouse. Like I think that you would have seen a big mouse. So I had a size equal to a big mouse, and we were not fully developed, because as you know that a normal delivery occurs after 9 months, but we came after 7 months only. So we were taken into ICU for our rest of development. So after 5 days, as we were kept in ICU for 7 or 8 days, and after 5 days my brother was found dead by my mother, because the room where we were kept was just next to my mother's room. So when my mother used to go for any purpose like toilet or any purpose, so she used to peep through the door, and my mother told me that he used to move. No ma'am, he used to move his legs and rest of the organs of the body. There was a movement in his legs or hands every time, but I was just asleep. There was no movement in my organs. So my mother thought that I am not healthy, he is healthy. But at last, what happened? My mother saw him. My mother found no movement in his body. So when she went there, that what has been happened, so she found him dead at 5 a.m. in the morning of 5th of 27th of May. So when my parents asked nurses that at what time was this baby died. Then they told, the nurses replied that he was died at 1 o'clock in AM. So my parents asked that why didn't you inform us? Then nurses replied that we thought that there can be a great, or we can say there can be a voice of weeping in hospital, so that's why we didn't inform you, and we are sorry to you. So my brother was taken out of the ICU, and my father took him to Ganga River. As you all know that it happens when any child dies. So my father told me now, as my father tells me that my father was unable to leave him in the river because he was loved so much by my father and my parents. So this was the way as I was born. So now after 5 days it was my turn, and I was healthy, and doctor came from Braj nursing home. I don't remember the name of that doctor, who checked my health, my full health, and at last he said that he is healthy, but after some time, if his weight reaches more than 2 kg, or he gives a toilet of 10 gram, then you should be confident then that he will be alive for a long time, or he will not die by this reason. So I was taken to my home, and let me tell you a good story what happened in the way when I was coming to home. I was just bounded by a cloth, and my mother took me to house at bike. My father was riding, and my mother was sat there. So my father was just kidding with my mother that don't let this boy be slipped from this cloth. Then as my parents tell me that both laughed after listening it, and when I was taken to my house, and my mother tells me that it took minimum a time of 6 months that my weight reached 2 kg, and I started giving a toilet of more than 10 grams. So this was a time when my parents became confident that I will be alive for a long, I will be alive. Okay. So, and I have told you everything which happened on my birth time. So this was the Dr. Rachna Agrawal who took me out of this survival, who took me alive out of this survival. So this was the things which happened on my birth. And now let me talk about my family. So in my family, I have 5 members including my siblings. There are 2 siblings including me. My eldest is sister, and my elder brother is younger than my sister. So I am youngest one in all of our siblings. So my sister started her studying, and at last she got selected in NEET UG exam, and she is pursuing her MBBS final year in 2023. And about my brother also cracked the NEET IIT JEE mains exam, and now pursuing his BTech second year or BTech fourth semester from Bundelkhand Institute of Engineering and Technology, Lucknow. And I am here studying in 11th class and pursuing and learning English. So this is about my family. Now let me talk about my school life. So what happened in when I didn't take admission in school. So at that time, as you also know that many papers are found in we can say approximately every day in newspaper. So some out of those belong to any school. So any day my father, I think that had told me that this is any school's paper. So
Pamphlet. What more pamphlet?
School's pamphlet. So when every day I used to find it in any newspaper, and the paper which I found, I said this statement which I will tell to every pamphlet of the paper that this is my admission. I used to say that this is my admission. So after a long time, as for we can say minimum for 1 year I used to say this statement every day. So I got admission at the age of 5 years in first class in Sri Jamuna Prasad Saraswati Shish Mandir, Madhavpuri, Mathura. So on first day, most of the children cry when they go to their school very first time. So I also did the same, and a teacher caught me and sat me down. My mother was peeping through the window which was on the wall of the school. I was again and again crying after seeing the face of my mother, and the teacher suggested my mother not to peep and to leave the school. So on my first day, we can say the leaving time of school was 3 p.m. But my mother came at 12 p.m. So I was taken early at my first day. So this was the happening on the first day of my school. So till third class, my ranks in the class were not good, because let me tell you that what happened. My father, and I think that till fifth class I was not taught properly. I had a tuition for some months only. So my study was not going well till fifth class, and till third class I was not getting good ranks. But in fourth or fifth I got good ranks in comparison to the first, second, third. In half yearly exam, I remember that I got fourth rank in fourth class, and in final year exam I got fifth rank in fifth class. So this was the life of my school. And let me tell you one incident which happened when I was in third class, and this was the first day of our third class. And a new student came. His height was more than 5 feet or some inches at that time in third class. So he just punched a student, and he was just asleep for minimum 5 minutes. So this was an incident which I have never forgotten of my school. So this was all about my school. Let me now talk about any moment that was happiest moment. But many moments in my life are happiest, like when my sister got selected by taking air 791 in All India, and when my brother just selected in college. So and many moments were happiest moment in my life. So I can't tell you a particular one. And let me talk about my achievements. So in my achievements, I just, as I have told you, that till fifth class I had no good achievements, but only but 2 or 3 achievements were there. Like in some competitions, like essay competitions. In essay competition, I got second rank. So in many competitions, I got in fifth class. But after fifth class, in sixth class, I got first rank, was second rank, and in seventh and eighth classes are gone in Corona in 2019 and 2020. In ninth class I got first rank. So from 6th class to 10th class my study has been best, and I have been best student. And let me tell you, in my coaching, I in ninth class continuously I had no second rank. Continuously I was having only first rank, and no test was there in which any student got first rank other than me. So I was in whole year I was the only student getting first rank in ninth class. In coaching tests like many unit tests are there, so more than 10 tests were there. So this was all about till like for education and for my birth. Now let me talk about the compliment which I get. Mostly I get compliment related to my study, that everyone or most of the teachers say that, or we can say all teachers say that I am the best student. And I get compliments from every of my teacher, because I just get good marks, and I have done many things extra in my study than other student. Like let me give you example of in my coaching as well. I have done many things, many studies which no student does. So this was a compliment. And let me tell you about criticism. I always get a criticism from everyone that I am overconfident, but I don't think so that I am overconfident. Many times it has happened. My sister always say to me that any time or after some time it will happen that due to only your overconfidence you will be lost in anything. You will be lose in anything. So this is the criticism which I get from everyone, or most of the people say this to me, even my father and my every of the teacher. So, and currently I am learning English from English Mania, and I am studying in 11th class, pursuing for my NEET exam, which will be I will be appearing it, which will be appeared by me in 2025. So I have joined Balloony classes from 9th class. I am preparing for NEET exam nowadays, and my future planning is, in future I have told you that I am preparing for NEET, so I will try to crack, I will give my best to crack NEET exam. And I have decided that I should get my admission in only one college, that is, we can say, the best college in Asia of medical, related to medical. So I have decided that I will give my best to get my admission in it, that is All India Institute of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, AIMS Delhi. So I will give my best to take my admission in this college. So this was all about my biography, which happened till the age of 14 years in my life, from 2008 to 2023. My journey started at 2008, or I hope that you would have been mostly interested in my birth happenings, which the things which happened on at my birth. So this was all about my biography. Thank you for listening to me.